Hey, thanks for joining me today. It's Friday, the 30th of April. It's a Fact Check Friday. Thanks for sticking with my channel. I've been gone a week. I tried to get in a little vacation before I started my job again. That's right, after over a year, I got my job back, and I'll be teaching fitness classes starting Monday. Outside, and probably people will wear masks because I live in a state that is a little backwards. What are you going to do? I'm glad to be back, though. Today we're going to do a fact check from USA Today. There's lots of things that I would love to fact check. I'd really like to talk about this subject right here, but I haven't figured out how I can do that without just getting the channel squashed. So I got one for today. We'll tiptoe around some of the sensitive words, but let's get to the story from the USA Today. Here we are. Fact check. Claims on Biden banning use of Wuhan to describe C9er missing context. This was published today. This is by Chiara Versalone. Hope I said her name right. I always like to check out who the person is that writes the fact check article. And from what I've seen, so many companies are employing very, very young people that have never done anything else to do their fact checking. And that just lets you know how important they think it is. The USA Today thinks it's so important to fact check that their fact checkers are all fresh out of college in their 20s. Keep that in mind. So, the claim, a Biden executive order prohibits federal use of Wuhan to describe C9er. Goes on to talk about a Facebook post that prohibits the use of the term on the screen there to describe it. Well, let's find out if that's even true. It says the order doesn't mention WUV or CV. It's aimed at federal agencies, not the general public. Specifically, it seeks to ensure their actions and language used in official documents and statements don't contribute to bad things. Executive departments and agencies shall take all appropriate steps to ensure that official actions, documents, and statements, including those that pertain to the C9er thing, do not exhibit or contribute to bad stuff. Okay, so here we go. We got a nice whole bunch of words here, and it goes on to describe some attacks that happened last year, talks about Trump, says negative things about Trump for hundreds of words here, and our rating is missing context. They're missing context for this, so USA Today can't really rule on this because, I don't know, it's complicated, I guess. What a bunch of crap, okay? The claim is that you can no longer use these terms in federal documents, and they say, well, it's complicated because we don't necessarily say you can't say that specific exact word. We don't say that. Well, let's go to the actual document and see what it says. Here we are from the whitehouse.gov. Memorandum condemning and combating bad stuff against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders in the United States. Advancing inclusion and belonging for people of all races, national origins, and ethnicities is critical to guaranteeing safety and security of the American people. And it goes on to say the federal government must recognize that it's played a role in furthering these bad sentiments through the actions of political leaders, including reference to C9er by the geographical location of its origin. So it's saying, using the term when you're talking about a virus, if you talk about the origin of it, that's bad. That leads to bad things. It's really bad. That's what they're saying here. They don't specifically name the origin. They don't name the country or the city that it came from, but they said it's bad to do that and we're not going to do that anymore. So let's just go back to the fact check. They say, well, We rate this with missing context because it doesn't prohibit the use of that city. It just says don't use a city's name. Because if you use a city's name followed by virus, somehow that's really bad. However, you're still allowed to use the name of a country or a city that a variant came from because, I don't know. Now, if this makes any sense to you, congratulations, because it doesn't make sense to me. But it just looks like the USA Today is carrying water for Biden. They're saying, hey, he did this thing. We can't just say that it's true. We'll put a whole bunch of paragraphs saying Trump's a bad guy, and then we'll just say, the whole thing's complicated. That's not a fact check. The claim, the Biden administration banned the term woovie. He did. Didn't say it by name, but spelled it out. They're not going to use that term anymore. I would say, did Biden ban the use of that term? Yeah, he did. And I think any reasonable person that looked into it would agree with that. But not the USA Today, because they've got to put out a really long article to dunk on Trump, say that Trump was bad, and then just say it's complicated and throw up their hands. That's the fine fact-checking you get from the USA Today. There you go. That's it. If you like this video, hit that like button. Share this with someone else. I hope to have some big news for you about this channel real soon. Have an awesome weekend. Peace.